Hey everyone, what's going on? Phoenix here. Today we are doing the Elemental Caverns quest. This is the quest to add an elemental type to your weeping weapons. So you can only change this to the elements, acid, fire, lightning, and cold. You can't do, change it to piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning. So if you remember how we got to the Heart of the Innocents, right nearby is this NPC Hemic the Sly, who claims to be a disciple of Oswald and talks about some stuff to you, that he's stealthy enough, he can sneak up on banderlings, he can move with complete invisibility, and if you talk to him enough, you should get a message where he asks you for an MMD. I don't know that you need to get this message, but it is kind of fun to see all the different talking options. So there you go. Well, you do seem to be pretty wealthy, and this is broad daylight after all, so how's about you consider loaning me one of those crisp new 250,000 Pyreal notes? Consider it payment for the two gifts I'm giving you, protection from imminent danger and a bit of advice to be imparted upon payment. You can hand over the MMD, and you'll get some new text, a wise decision, and then you'll get some information. I know a well-hidden complex of deep tunnels called the Elemental Caverns. You look like you get around, so I'm sure these directions will be quite easy for you. In the South Islands, there is a dungeon called the Lightless Catacombs. It is here that a winding valley begins, running westward. Head west through the valley until you reach two small in-ground structures, one filled with undead, the other housing a portal to Zykel. Nearby, you will find a steep slope that will take you to the top of the mountains. You will find the entrance to the caverns in the rocky peaks. So, he is talking about the Elemental Caverns, which is here. Lightless Catacombs are over here. So he's saying, follow the winding valley westward until you reach two small in-ground structures. I think it's this arch with this lifestone that he's talking about, because this is the slope. I've been up here before. So anyway, the route to get there, we're going to head to Candith Keep. We're going to take the South Islands portal, and then we are going to run. I think it's actually probably faster, instead of running around this way, to run this way along the shore. I could be wrong. There's also these other ramps, so it's probably fastest to run to one of these ramps and then run up and follow the top of the mountain. I think that's what we'll do. And we'll get started on the run. Alright, so that was a pretty long run. I ended up having to go down at one of these points here and then back up a different ramp because it was blocked off up top, but do think that that's a pretty good route. And then when you get there, there's no restrictions. Just head inside. Once you get inside, there is an interesting note on the ground if you want to read that. Jala's heart beats eternally thanks to me. What some call murder, I call immortality. Be you of weeping blade, staff, axe, mace, or spear. Elemental enlightenment can be found here. Yet a warning for those who partake in elemental choice one cannot unmake. Signed, Oswald. Yeah, I know I'm an archer and I got a weeping bow, but I actually went and I grabbed a weeping claw because you can only do this on the melee weapons. I guess because you could always just fit any of your bows, crossbows, atlatls with the element arrow or whatever ammunition that you want to use, and the wand, obviously you could cast whatever spells you want to cast, so you don't necessarily need a specific element, whereas melees can't make those changes. So you'll see 4 different paths in here. They're obviously colored based on the element, so you've got fire, lightning, cold, and acid. They're all pretty linear. We'll head down and do the acid one at least. Got some Emerald Gromnies level 100 here. Not super worried about these. Like I said, pretty linear dungeon. There's a couple little random side paths. You'll find a hole in the ground, and I believe most of the paths are pretty similar. Obviously, they're themed slightly differently. There's a pit that you have to jump down in each, and then a path that you'll follow to the end. And when you do get to the end, you will find an elemental pool. You will just hand your weeping weapon to the pool, and you'll get back the weeping weapon of your choice. So we got this acidic weeping claw, so it has Belzarin's Hate, obviously, armor cleaving ivory bolt. It just changes the damage type. It doesn't change anything else about the properties on it, so all the properties are the same. If you hit the surface portal at the end, you do end up pretty close, so it's pretty easy to run back in and do this again. You cannot change these. This is now a fixed acidic weeping claw. I can never change this. But like I said in my Heart of the Innocents video, you can use the Heart of the Innocent as many times as you want. So I would just, before you make this run, just make 4 weeping claws or whatever weapon you're going to make and get one of each element. And you could always ivory it and mule it if you don't want to carry them around. That way you don't ever have to come back here. Pretty simple quests. In the end, just the run makes it very annoying. That's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It does help support the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.